Hello, and welcome to Obscure Poets of History, everything you need to blag your way through poetry, with me, Ben Moore.
And me, Rick Sanders.
And this time, we're asking the question, is Dante's Divine Comedy funny? Part 1, Inferno.
I am the way into the city of woe. I am the way to a forsaken people. I am the way into eternal sorrow. Sacred justice moved my architect. I was raised here by divine omnipotence, primordial love, and ultimate intellect. Only those elements time cannot wear were made before me, and beyond time I stand. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Nice.
That's a bit scary, isn't it? So that's the inscription, isn't it, on the...
above the gate to hell.
The vestibule.
The vestibule.
The vestibule in hell, which I like to think of like the
cloakroom.
The antechamber, anteroom. It's a bit like the dentist waiting room, I think.
Yeah.
What
are we doing? What are we doing, Rick?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing, Ben?
Why are we here?
Well, why we're here is because this is the last of the of our deep dives in series 1.
Series 1. We're calling it series 1 very... Hopefully, we're definitely going to do it.
There's a certain sense of optimism that we're going to come back and do some more. So we thought, why don't we round off series 1 with a proper long one?
So I suggested this, and Rick
did.
There was much groaning and gnashing of teeth, and
I have a very short attention span, so me having to read 37 cantos or whatever it is, 34 actually, was a bit daunting. But then it's been written in a style that is very accessible. But what we decided to do... It was deliberate, yeah.
He could have written it in Latin, but he wrote it... Obviously, so we're not reading it in the original Italian.
Oh, I read it in Italian.
Yeah.
Did you
I
not
know
do
you
that?
didn't, Rick, because I gave you the copy of the Divine Comedy.
Yeah, but then what I did was I retranslated it back into
Google
its original...
Translate.
into its original Italian and read it in Italian to myself.
What makes it a bit less accessible is the constant references to A, mythological figures, and B, political figures of his time.
But I think that was because even though you like to say, oh, what year was this? And I'll say around about 1300, and you'll make some reference to my birthday at this point. So I'm getting in there first before you do that. I think it's because we weren't around at the time. And
I mean, that's true.
So therefore, it's hard to picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're right. He does. We were making a joke earlier, weren't we, Ben? That if you go to a dinner party, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The things you need to avoid are politics and religion.
Yeah.
So don't take your Divine Comedy copy with you and start reciting it.
Don't start reading because it's
that's basically it, isn't it?
Well, okay. So so earlier I said it's all politics and religion, but I think it's 3 things.
Okay.
It's politics, religion, and essentially fan fiction with Dante as a self-insert.
Oh. Why is it not called Alighieri's Inferno? Alighieri.
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 So that's Dante's
Dante
surname.
Alighieri. That's his official name.
I don't think it's officially called Dante's Inferno.
No?
Well, he didn't call it that. That would be a bit self-serving of him.
But he stars in the whole thing all the way through.
He is the main character in the whole thing, which is, it's very funny for lots of reasons. I don't even know what he titled the whole thing. Certainly the first part is called Inferno.
Right.
Why do we call it Dante's Inferno? That's a lot easier than Alighieri's.
Is it though?
Well, because nobody knows how to pronounce it. We had to Google it.
When I did my research, they said Dante Alighieri's, was the poet, more commonly known as Dante.
Dante to his friends.
Dante to his friends.
And to everyone now.
Yeah, I think
I didn't even know he had a last name.
Did you not?
No.
How ignorant of you. Even I knew that.
Dante, like Madonna.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Anyway, got that out of the way, hasn't it? Let's clarify that whole position with the Alighieri.
But who is he? He's this guy. He lived in the late 1200s into the 1300s. Italian.
Yep.
He was I think from a wealthy family.
Was he?
There's lots of complicated politics, and I was reading through it, and I thought I can't even be bothered to take notes on this and understand it. But Italy was a bit of a mess, especially Rome. Some people supported the Pope, some didn't, and Dante's in one particular political group, and there's another one. His political group basically get the upper hand, but then they split into two factions, one of which supports the Pope and one of which doesn't.
Right.
And Dante ends up in the side that doesn't really support the Pope, but not in like a we don't think there should be a Pope way, just in a we don't like this one or something.
Was he exiled for his political views?
Yeah, I think for a while he was exiled.
Right.
It's all very complicated, like really complicated. I don't fully understand it, but there are characters in the Inferno who relate to this political situation.
Yeah.
Because what we discover is that anyone who Dante didn't like ends up in...
And pretty much everybody else as well.
Well, yeah,
everybody
even
else,
some of the people he likes are in there.
aren't they?
Yeah,
yes.
But
it's
he
like a who's
particularly, because every now and then I was googling characters, and there's one guy who's in there, and I looked it up. Why is this guy in Dante's Inferno? And the prevailing theory is that he might have slapped Dante once, and so Dante was like, "I'm going to immortalize you in a poem in which you are being tortured."
So this is basically him just kind of extending his little black book, isn't it, of people that he doesn't really like.
Fan fiction.
Into I like what he did there, into a kind of a satirist commentary on politics and religion of the time.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. That's the show done.
At the time, especially if you were well-to-do, like Dante's family, you didn't choose who you married. But when he was very young, I think possibly even like 9, he fell in love with this girl called Beatrice.
Yes.
And he never stopped loving Beatrice. But it was not to be. He had an arranged marriage to somebody else. She had an arranged marriage to somebody else. And she died when she was 24. She died young. But Dante never stopped loving her. And this comes from a time where there is this tradition of courtly love, which is admiring someone from a distance you can never be with, kind of typified by in Arthurian romance by sort of Lancelot and Guinevere. They can't be together, but they admire each other and cry a lot. But people did this in real life, and he did this with Beatrice, and she becomes, in his mind, this perfect, ideal woman, but he can't have her. Incidentally, she pops up in lots of his poems, but his wife never featured in his poetry. His wife, the mother of his 4 children, never featured in his poetry.
All about the lost love of your life.
Yeah. Who he fell in love with when he was 9, and apparently never got over it. He would have seen her after that. He wasn't just picturing, a 9-year-old for the rest of his life.
No.
But she died when she was 24. But I think this is important context, because how does the poem begin, Rick? How does the Divine Comedy start?
Well, he wants to go on this journey to heaven, doesn't he? This allegory.
Well, okay, so the poem isn't.
He wants to tell a story.
The poem is an allegory. So that's the reason for writing the poem. But within the story, he's just walking through the woods, isn't he?
Yes.
And what happens to him?
His way is blocked.
By some animals.
By some animals. The
a wolf shows up.
Yeah. And what else? What other animals are there?
I think there's a wolf,
a dog, and a bear, or something.
No, I thought it was like a leopard
Dragon.
and a lion or something.
Is it? No.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so he's a bit shaken.
He is.
Somebody shows up to help him.
Virgil.
Who, firstly, he's a hero of Dante's. So again, it's like me going like, yeah, I was on a long walk in the woods, and I got cornered by a bear, but it was okay because Kate Bush showed up to save me. It's basically, he's like, his hero rocks up and goes, oh, I'm here to help you because you're really important.
Yeah.
Virgil has been sent by Beatrice,
allegedly,
who is in heaven.
Yeah.
And she's been hanging out with all the holy women in heaven, and one of them goes, Beatrice, you know that man, and this is in the poem, you know that man who you really love?
Yep.
The man that you were so in love with. You know how you were so in love with Dante?
Torn.
She's like, yes, I know how I was so in love with Dante. Absolutely. This is Dante writing this.
Yep.
She goes, yeah, I know that I was so in love with Dante. Absolutely. What a man. And she goes, he's in trouble. He's being attacked by a wolf. And Beatrice is like, absolutely not. I will not have this.
Won't have it. Send in the poets.
So, but then intriguingly, instead of going herself, she calls Virgil out of hell.
I can see why you think this is fan fiction.
Yeah. So basically, the hottest woman he's ever met sends his poetic hero to rescue him from a wolf.
Save him.
Because he's such a lad.
Yeah.
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 And so the whole thing is fan fiction.
Yeah.
He's on this journey. He's going to get to heaven and meet Beatrice, and she's going to be so in love with him. Bear in mind, he's fully got a wife at this time.
Greedy.
Now, obviously, in the greater allegory of the poem,
there's
this idea he's on a journey. He's strayed from the path. He's in danger. Has he strayed from the way of righteousness? It's an alley. It's a metaphor. He's got to be set straight. You know, he's got to see the danger that he's in. But if you read it literally, in fact, would you permit me to read an extract, Rick?
Well, I think we should read an extract from the Dark Wood of Error. That's what they call it, isn't it? Where he's wandering through.
So Virgil shows up and let's read it literally for the moment. Okay. What's actually happening in the story?
Yeah.
He's being threatened by a wolf. Now that's scary. Virgil shows up. Now Virgil is a supernatural spirit at this point. Does he turn the wolf away? Does he say, "Don't worry, follow me through the trees. I know a quick way out"? No. Listen to what he says. "Thee it behoves to take another road," responded he when he beheld me weeping, "if from this savage place thou wouldst escape, because this beast at which thou criest out suffers not anyone to pass her way, but so doth harass him that she destroys him, and has a nature so malign and ruthless that never doth she glut her greedy will, and after food is hungrier than before. Many the animals with whom she weds, and more they shall be still until the greyhound comes who shall make her perish in her pain. He shall not feed on either earth or pelf, but upon wisdom, and upon love and virtue. Twixt Feltro and Feltro shall his nation be. Of that low Italy shall he be the saviour, on whose account the maid Camilla died. Euryalus, Turnus, Nissus of their wounds, through every city shall he hunt her down, until he shall have driven her back to hell, there from whence envy first did let her loose. Therefore, I think, and judge it for thy best, thou follow me, and I will be thy guide, and lead thee hence through the eternal place, where thou shalt hear the desperate lamentations, shalt see the ancient spirits disconsolate, who cry out each one for the second death. He says, that wolf's pretty scary. The only way out, the best route I know, we have to take a shortcut through hell.
Hey! Right through the centre of the earth.
Yeah.
We've got to meet all the people. Do
Gotta
the
go
devil, do Satan
long
at the
journey.
end.
Yeah.
Climb up and down his legs.
Trust me, it's the only
way. Well, that's what happens when you meet a she-wolf of incontinence, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, there's
I've met a few of those in my time.
And then, but then later,
yes,
Dante has some thoughts about this.
Does he?
He's a bit unsure.
He's unsure, isn't he?
And they have this chat, and Virgil says, "Oh, don't worry. Other people have done it. Don't worry. Living people have gone through hell before,
such as somebody." This is where Beatrice comes back into it.
Aeneas.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people are named. Oh, Silvius. Yeah. So some people
Silvius
he referenced Silvius Plath. She went.
There's a lot of
hell.
poets in this poem, isn't there? There's a lot of poets in there. Anyway.
But he's not quite sure about this.
No.
Right.
Well, you wouldn't be, would you, really? If somebody said to you, the only way through is through hell. And
he says, look,
the circles.
He says, listen, Virgil, I understand. Thanks for the offer.
But no thanks.
Okay, yeah, some people went, but they were quite heroic figures.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about going through hell.
Yeah.
And Virgil's response is this. If I have well thy language understood, replied that shade of the magnanimous, thy soul attainted is with cowardice.
Oh, he plays the cowardice card
Yeah.
right in his
He
face.
says, you don't want to go to hell?
You
You
big
some
yellow
kind of
belly.
coward.
Get on with
You
your
big girl's blouse.
chicken.
Come on, Dante. I thought you were better than that.
Yeah. So you've also got this theory on the Divine Comedy. I mean, is it funny? You've also got this theory that most people
Don't read it.
they'll read the Inferno bit or some of the Inferno bit,
Yeah.
i.e. the first section about the way in, and then they don't do the rest of it, and then they don't read the Purgatorio, and they don't read the
Paradiso. No, yeah.
So, what's your theory behind that, Ben?
Well, let me
'Cause
ask
I've
you,
got a
Rick.
theory on that.
Have you read it before?
I've never read it before.
Do you know anyone who's read it?
Not that they're going to admit to having read it.
No, and I
It's
same
not cool,
with
is
me,
it?
right?
Not cool
Same with
to
me.
read the whole of Dante's Inferno. And
But there's that quote.
the
Even
rest
if
of it.
people don't know where it's from, what's the classic line in the inscription above hell?
oh, the abandon all hope ye who enter here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So everybody knows that.
everybody.
But that's in chapter. That's the opening. That's in the first 3 stanzas of chapter
It
3
is. Yeah.
of the first book of the Divine Comedy.
Yeah.
By which time we've established that there are circles of hell, which everybody knows about this,
Yep.
and abandon all hope ye who enter here. That's all anybody knows
Yeah.
about this poem. So my theory is, people go, yeah, I'll read the Divine Comedy. Sounds good. And they get to that bit, they read all the information they already know about it, and go, oh, I already know this. Or they go, oh, I can't be bothered with this.
It's quite
And
long,
nobody
isn't
ever reads past chapter 3 of the Inferno.
It's a good theory.
Because also nobody talks about Dante's Paradiso. When was the last time you heard someone go, oh yeah, Dante's Paradiso?
Yeah,
It's Dante's
amazing.
Inferno.
Yeah.
What's
It's
your
become
theory?
very popular. Well, I think it's because people are drawn to the dark and terrifying aspects of human life. I think that they find it easy to relate to that because you can compare your own sins. Ben, you can see where you're going, can't you?
Well, perhaps, yeah. But I wonder if,
it's
maybe as
also it's slightly
as,
more entertaining, isn't it? Than, slightly more entertaining.
well, I don't know yet. We haven't read the other ones.
Paradise. It's all.
Series 3 will get to Paradiso.
Yeah, I know.
But it's and perhaps
It's all chocolates and roses.
as religiosity has died off, the later books aren't as interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
People
Maybe.
aren't as invested in it. But I just find it hilarious that this is held up as an absolute classic of epic poetry, but nobody seems to have read further than chapter 3.
And I also
first
think
book.
that the kind of political aspects of it as well, because
True,
it touches
they're
on
sort of
religion,
inaccessible,
It touches
yeah.
on religion. They're a bit inaccessible unless you were around in the 1300s, and you can obviously you can Google it and research it all and find out who these people were, but it's a little bit inaccessible in the modern day, I feel.
True. So there are reasons, but
Yeah.
it's just I just find it amusing that what's survived, what everybody knows.
So it is funny.
So what is in it? What are these circles?
Yeah, so there's several circles, aren't there?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 9. So I did a sort of idiot's guide.
An idiot's guide.
Idiot's guide to the Inferno.
Go on then. Let's.
Off of YouTube with some American.
Oh right.
Right.
Okay. So you say you
So-
did it. You watched one and then.
I watched one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. Of which he calls the vestibule of hell the anti-Inferno. So in the anti-room, that basically people that couldn't choose between liking religion and giving it the full, well, hey, I'm in, or not liking religion, and they're sort of stuck in between this.
Is this limbo?
This is limbo.
Circle 1.
Yeah, limbo, circle 1, where all the poets are, funnily enough.
Again, fan fiction. Virgil takes him and Virgil says, "Would you like to meet my friends Homer, Socrates, Aristotle, Cicero, Hippocrates, and Julius Caesar?"
Yeah.
And they all meet Dante and they think he's great.
Yeah.
He hangs out with them, has a chat with all these
boys.
brilliant people.
All right.
He's like, hey lads, and they're all like, who's this? And like, oh, this is Dante, he's a legend. And they're all like, hey, come on in, let's hang out. And it's sort of, they're just sort of hanging out. It's not really so bad there.
It was described in my book as like a meadow.
Yeah, they're just sort of
Sounds
chilling.
nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it describes it as like the thing that they've lost is hope
Yes.
of improvement.
Which was a bit sad.
They don't seem that unhappy.
No. They're sort of like, I always think it's people that don't want to embrace the whole religion thing. A bit ambivalent about the whole thing.
And so they just spend eternity sort of philosophizing and chatting with each other.
Writing poems.
Which if they're all of that level, Homer, Socrates, Aristotle, etc., it's probably good chat.
It's a good dinner party lineup.
Yeah.
I feel. It's probably just reminisce about their achievements.
Well, it's a lot to reminisce about.
There
Julius Caesar is there. We come back. There is another. So Julius Caesar is referenced in the final circle as well.
Yes, yeah.
In a hilarious way, but we'll come back to
you
that.
like that? You find that hilarious, do you?
I do find it quite funny
All
for reasons I'll explain later. So that's the first circle, Limbo.
That's Limbo.
Second one.
I've got Lust.
Yes,
down on mine.
Lust.
Does what it says on the tin, doesn't it? Lust.
Yeah.
I think we know what that means.
Yeah. And they're sort of caught in a tornado. There's this tornado of people, and Dante says to Virgil, "Hold on, can you just get those two?" And so two people sort of fly out of the tornado of flesh and go, "Hey, you right, man?" And he goes, "What are you doing? What's up?" I don't know if they're meant to be particular people, but they tell this story, this couple who weren't married, but they read the story of Lancelot and Guinevere, and it's the book's fault, really. They read it and were overcome with lust.
Well, they were inspired.
And so now they're in the tornado.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough.
What's number 3?
I've got Gluttony.
Gluttony. Which is distinct from greed, just to be clear, because that's in circle 4.
That's 4.
Gluttony, so these people just love to eat.
They love a bit of food.
Well, it's food, drink, and other earthly pleasures.
Earthly pleasures.
I
don't know what that
Mushrooms.
is. Mushrooms.
I don't know. Some mushrooms are quite
Earthworms.
nice. Worms.
Nice.
But yeah, and they sort of...
Is that where Cerberus is?
Yeah, so Cerberus is there, chatting, just hanging out. Yeah,
Gnashing his teeth.
He's all right. And their punishment is, that rain where it's kind of like slushy rain, and it's really horrible. It's cold and a bit icy.
Yeah.
It's like that forever.
Nice.
And they just sort of have to lie in it.
Bill, I living in Ireland.
Well, okay. Wow. I thought we said no politics, Rick.
No,
Living
I'm just
in
saying
Ireland's
that
the third
it
circle
just
of
rains
hell.
Rains a lot in Ireland. The Irish will understand that reference.
Okay. Right. Fourth circle, greed.
Greedy. Who's in there? Anyone that we know?
Oh, well, so there's a good moment here.
Yeah.
They walk in, and this figure, Plutus.
Plutus, yeah.
There's this moment where...
Not Pluto the dog from
Not Pluto
Disneyland.
the dog, actually.
Oh, okay.
But they walk in, and the opening line of this thing is he stands up and he says, Pape Satan, Alepe.
What's that mean?
Well, nobody's really sure. This is a funny thing. So he says this, and it's evidently some kind of threat, or it's something scary, because Virgil basically turns to Dante and says, "Don't freak out.
Yeah.
He can't hurt you." He's the an ancient deity of wealth. And there are lots of theories as to what it could mean. It probably something along the lines of Father Satan, God, King. He's basically praising Satan, or it could be old Satan. But he says this, and then doesn't really do anything yet. And there's this great, if you look up Gustave Doré's illustrations, there's this fantastic picture of Plutus kind of looking incredibly creepy, saying, Pape Satan, Alepe.
And this could add to your theory of why people find the Inferno more interesting than Purgatory and Paradise, is because it's been encapsulated, hasn't it, in art, and people are drawn to the goriness of it, I think.
Can you vouch that that's a pretty creepy picture?
That is a pretty creepy picture.
Yeah, look it up,
Man
everyone.
down on bended knee with his horned head. Down on bended knee, naked, obviously.
Yeah, everyone is.
Everyone is in the Inferno. Anyway.
So they meet him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really do anything, and they go, "Don't freak out."
It's the greedy world where they're all having to throw bricks at each other or giant rocks.
Yeah, they're just
they throw
permanently
stuff at each other.
lobbing stuff
Yeah.
at each other.
Take that. So we're in the fifth circle now.
Is anger.
Oh, I got wrath on
or
mine.
wrath. Yeah, so I think it's a bit more than just like
wrath.
Well, wrath is the correct
Wrath
pronunciation. Yeah.
Oh.
So they
Rage,
are all
hateful.
Yeah, and they're basically just in the river beating each other up forever.
Is this the river Styx? There's a few waterways, aren't there?
This is
It's like-
Styx, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the canals in around Birmingham.
Yeah. So someone shows up, Filippo Argenti, who basically was a politician who he had wronged Dante in life. He confiscated his stuff when he was exiled. And he comes out of the water and has a little chat with Dante. And then they start to sail off. And Dante turns to Virgil and in, more poetic language basically goes, Virgil, I want him plunged under the water.
Yeah.
I want to see him gone. And so they have to wait till he's like stuck back under the water. He's just like, I want to see this man fall beneath the waves.
He basically eviscerates him, doesn't he?
Yeah. Sixth circle.
Heresy.
Oh, yeah.
This would be a favourite of yours, I feel. Heresy.
Yes. They have to lie in flaming tombs.
Flaming tombs. Maybe that's where the Inferno thing comes from. People's flaming tombs.
So there is fire in. There is a lot of fire in Inferno. The tombs aren't sealed, but there are rocks ready to seal them in one day, and they basically are lying in these open, flaming graves for being heretics. There's a couple of popes in there.
Yeah, this is where I found difficult to get to grips with, because there's a lot of religious people in hell.
Yes. So
what's going on there, Ben? If you're Pope,
yeah,
right, you'd think, oh well, you're guaranteed a place in heaven, surely.
Yes, but if you look up some of the past popes, there's been some shenanigans, Rick.
What's there? Shenanigans?
Serious shenanigans.
Tax evasion, that sort of thing.
Well, no, it more kind of people. You're not going to believe this. You won't believe this, but people using a position of power for their own ends.
What?
Yeah. I hate to say it, but it has happened.
Unbelievable.
They get up some hilarious stuff. Anybody who's interested in what I think is one of the funniest moments in the history of popes, look up the Corpse Synod.
Right.
I'm not going to unpack that anymore. Just look up the Corpse Synod. I think it's
do your own homework.
Funniest moment in Pope history.
The seventh circle is quite interesting, isn't it? Because it's starting to split a bit.
Yeah, so as we go through, they separate more. So seventh circle there's 3 rings. Yep. So it's the violent. There's the violent against other people. There's the violent against them. No, hold on. Violent against themselves. Is violent against God. Violence against
neighbours. I like the violent against God, nature, and art.
Yes, art. Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
But I feel like we should probably add a slight trigger warning here that Dante subscribed to, ironically, a quite heretical idea, which was that suicide was the unforgivable sin. So there is a suicide forest in which the trees are people who have taken their own lives. It is not a comfortable read. That's probably not the funniest part.
I'm going to say there's no comedy in that.
Yeah, there is no comedy in that part of it. Just gonna say that. There's a lot going on there. People getting turned into trees, rivers of blood, dogs attacking people, burning sand. The seventh circle is rough. It gets worse. Eighth circle.
Yep. Fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud.
Which you kind of think fraud seems like a pretty low. I mean, it's bad, but
it is bad.
But worse than violence. Worse than murder. Fraud. Okay. Because this is actually broken into 10 Bolgias. Bolgias. There's kind of mini circles in the 8th circle of hell, and they get they're quite different. There's lots of different punishments. It features what I think is the funniest line in the poem. Basically, they're in Circle 8, and some people are in a river of burning tar, being poked by some demons with pitchforks. It's kind of the classic imagery.
Which Bolgia are we in?
We're in Bolgia 5. Barators, apparently, corrupt politicians who made money by trafficking in public offices. That's according to Wikipedia there. Dante and Virgil rock up, and Virgil goes, God's letting us do this, so you can't touch us. And they go, oh, right. And they're not very happy. They're kind of, snarling at them. And but the demons say, okay, we'll give you a guide. We'll have to send someone with you so the others don't attack you. We'll send you to the next Bolgia. The head demon is the first one speaking, and then Dante cuts in. And I love the last line of this.
This is a funny bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Search ye all round about the boiling pitch, let these be safe as far as the next crag that all unbroken passes o'er the dens. "Oh me, what is it, master, that I see? Pray let us go," I said, "without an escort, if thou knowest how, since for myself I ask none. If thou art as observant as thy wont is, dost thou not see that they do gnash their teeth, and with their brows are threatening woe to us?" And he to me, this is Virgil, "I will not have thee fear. Let them gnash on according to their fancy, because they do it for those boiling wretches." Along the left-hand dyke they wheeled about, but first had each one thrust his tongue between his teeth towards their leader for a signal. Here's the signal. And he had made a trumpet of his rump.
Hooray!
You're in this horrendous scene of misery and torture, and the signal from this evil, foul creature to start marching is he lets out a fart, and they all go, "Way!" Okay, they reach the middle.
Bulges.
And there are these wells that lead down into the ninth circle, but they're guarded. Who are they guarded by?
Is it like your traditional bouncer that you get at like a nightclub?
In a way.
Some
Do you
big
not remember?
Beefcake of a guy who
very big beefcake of a guy.
Is it the Giants?
It is the Giants.
Yes, thank you.
Did you catch the very strange line here? There's another line that nobody knows what it means.
Ah, go on then. Which line is that?
So they
there's
walk
quite a lot
in
there that confused me, to be honest.
They walk in and they see a giant who Virgil identifies as Nimrod.
Oh, Nimrod, yeah.
The person who supposedly built the Tower of Babel and caused languages to be scattered. What does he say?
I have no idea what he says.
We'll read it out.
Raphael Mahi Amek Sabi Al-Mit.
Yeah. And what does that mean, Rick?
I have no idea
No.
what it means.
Do you know what?
Does he go on to translate?
Neither does anybody. No.
Oh. You know what I think it means?
What do you think it means?
You can't come in here, mate, with those trainers on. That's basically what he's saying. Yeah.
But there's a lot of theories of that we're probably not meant to know what it means. It's just gibberish. It's his own little language.
It's his own little language, yeah. Well, according to Virgil, he says, his very babbling testifies the wrong he did on earth. He is Nimrod, through whose evil mankind no longer speaks a common tongue. So basically he's saying, take your language, you're a fool.
Yeah, you freaking idiot.
Stick it.
Look at this idiot. Look at this
Stick it.
giant moron.
Oh,
great picture of him with a big trumpet.
By the way, let us through.
Yeah, by the way, get out of the way.
Yeah.
And the giants kind of have to.
Yeah.
Or one of them picks them up and lowers them down through the well into the ninth circle.
Oh.
Known as, depending on how you pronounce it, either Cocytus or Cocytus.
What? Cocytus.
Well, I think it's an I. I looked up the phonetic.
Did you?
Translation.
Well done. And this is betrayal, isn't it?
Betrayal.
Down in this
traitors. Level. And there are, again, three
rounds.
3 rounds. And
4 rounds. Oh, I'm going to keep
No,
going.
4. Because the last one is
It's
center.
the big one. The last one's the big one.
Yeah. But here, now, this, again, finding comedy here is tricky because
it's hard.
I think this is simultaneously the most atmospheric part of it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly eerie.
Ooh.
Because he gets there and it's quiet. He can't hear all the wailing. It's quiet because all the traitors are frozen in a giant lake. Some of them, their kind of heads are out of it.
Slightly out.
But they are. There's one point where 2 people are frozen together and one is eternally eating another man's head.
On the back of his neck.
Yes. Yeah.
Which seems a bit weird.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
And there is Dante's darkest moment. His character comes in here where he basically says he accidentally kicks one of them. And the guy goes, "Oh, come on, man."
Kicks him in the head.
I'm feeling this frozen lake and you're going to come along and kick me in the head. Could you just watch where you go? Nobody here can cry, because as soon as they cry, the tears freeze and cover their eyes. And he says to Dante, look, if I tell you... Because Dante's asking as he goes along, he treats it a bit like a tourist. He just stops people and goes, and could you tell me what's happening here?
Yes.
What are you being punished for, and what's your punishment?
Yeah.
Oh, how fascinating.
Oh, yes.
Kind of like the Queen on being given a tour of a factory or something, like...
Really?
Oh, and what are you doing here?
What do you do?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, fascinating. And this guy catches on and he says, look, I'll tell you who I am. I'll tell you what I did if you clear the ice from my eyes so that I can cry even just for a second and vent some of this emotion that's built up in me. And Dante firstly grabs him by his hair to kind of force him to speak.
Yes.
And he hears the man's story.
Yeah.
And then doesn't clear his eyes. He just goes, I'm not doing that. It's actually the virtuous thing here is to not clear your eyes. So it is a dark moment for Dante.
Is he another person in Dante's Black Book of people that have wronged me?
I don't know.
I think he must be.
I think it is someone of like here we go. Bocca degli Abati, a treacherous Guelph, which was the other political party. And yeah, he chats with him and then just like, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not helping you.
So it's a political rival.
But I just wonder about the he's walking through hell, but he lies.
Yeah.
He betrays him. He betrays that man because he says, if you do this, I'll...
Yeah.
But apparently it's all right.
So Dante... So is Dante going straight to hell, do you reckon?
They keep going on and they get to the fourth round, Giudecca,
Oh.
named for the greatest traitor in history, Judas.
Judas Iscariot.
Judas Iscariot.
He of the silver coinage.
Yeah. It is completely silent. Here, everyone, not even their heads are above the ice.
Why is it icy, Ben? Do you know? Do you know why it's a big icy lake?
No, why is it big icy lake, Rick?
Because this is where Satan himself lives, half buried
Yeah.
in the frozen lake, flapping his wings. And it's the
Ooh.
flapping of his wings that has caused the iciness.
That's good.
Yeah.
Except that he's trapped in the ice as well.
He is trapped in the ice. Yeah.
So maybe that bit of ice was already there.
Maybe. Who
Because
knows?
this is the thing, it reveals that Satan is a prisoner as much as the others.
Oh.
He's trapped there. But yeah, okay.
But he lives
that.
there. He lives there.
Well, he lives there, but he's not having a good time.
No.
He's trapped.
He's gnashing, isn't
He is... What's he doing?
He's eating people. Treacherous villains.
He's got 3 faces, of course.
Of course.
Of course. There are 3... The 3...
Judas?
Well, yeah, so Judas, and you think, well, okay, where'd you go from there?
Yeah.
Because from Dante's perspective, this is the man who betrayed Jesus, right?
Oh.
So where do we go from there?
Yeah, where do you go from there?
One of them, I don't even know who it is. So it's Brutus.
Brutus?
As in et tu Brute.
Stabbing old, what's his name in the back?
And Longinus or Longinus. Anyway, basically, 2 of the people who betrayed Julius Caesar.
Cassius is it? I've got it in my translation. Cassius. Brutus and Cassius.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's 2 people who betrayed Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
Which Dante apparently considers almost equivalent to betraying
Jesus
the Messiah.
himself.
Jesus himself.
The big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So each of them is held in one of Satan's mouths, but Judas is having the worst time because he's being munched and scraped by Satan's claws. Yeah. They don't chat with Judas. He's just
having
a terrible
he's in a bit of a state.
Yeah.
There's double trouble there in the gnashing and the scratching.
Yeah. And
so maybe this is relevant to that T.S. Eliot quote. He was said to write, wasn't he? Dante and Shakespeare divide the world between them. There is no third, which is obviously high praise.
There is
coming
no
from
third.
the Eliot Meister. Yeah.
I mean,
obviously Eliot wasn't around to read my collection of poetry. There is no third, but high praise for the Dante.
Yeah.
I took us off course there slightly.
Right, yeah.
They have to climb down Satan's legs.
It's the only way out.
It's the only way out. But when they get to his legs, they're inverted.
Yeah, so...
it's like some sort of Simone Biles gymnastic, twist on it.
Yeah, basically, when they pass Satan's groin,
Oh.
they put if you. These are listed as separate things in the poem, but if you put them together, it's really weird.
Yes.
They pass his midpoint, his groin.
Yeah, his groin.
But they also pass the center of the universe around which gravity rotates.
The middle of the
course,
earth. Yep.
Yeah. And so gravity instantly reverses, and they go from climbing down to climbing up. And Dante has this moment where he goes, hold on a minute, where are we climbing back into hell? And Virgil goes, no, it's fine, we just passed the center of the universe. Dante, obviously.
Yeah, get some science lessons in you.
Why is... I can't believe this is a sentence that's about to come out of my mouth. Why is Satan's groin at the center of the universe? Why did Dante make that decision? There was no need. The fact that gravity inverts adds nothing to the poem.
No.
He just decided that he needed Satan's groin to be the center of the universe.
And the whole poem's full of that sort of schoolboy humour, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of farting and stuff. And
farting,
but also
groins.
just pointless.
Yeah.
What is it? It adds nothing.
Well, I suppose what he's saying is you've got to get out somehow. And you can't go further down.
And it's not going to be easy.
You can't go further down. So
you kind of got to go up. Yeah.
We'll invert it.
Maybe that's it, because they've
Cheap
got to
trick,
start going up.
But we'll invert it, and then they can climb out through the soles of Satan's feet.
Why was this the easiest way away from the wolf?
I don't know. So that's the Inferno then, Ben.
Yeah, and it ends quite nicely.
Does it? What, a sort of comic one-liner?
No, I think it's actually quite nice.
All right,
it's quite dramatic. So you look, there's a dramatic picture there.
Read the end, and then we can reflect.
So the guide and I, into that hidden road, now entered to return to the bright world. And without care of having any rest, we mounted up, he first and I the second, till I beheld through a round aperture some of the beauteous things that heaven doth bear. Thence we came forth to re-behold the stars.
Nice.
So there we go. That's the Inferno, the most famous of the Divine Comedy. If we do a series 2, we'll end with Purgatorio. See if there's any comedy in that.
Purgatory.
So what's your verdict? Do you think there is comedy in?
Well, I think you've eked out a bit of comedy there, Ben.
Yeah.
In the at least in the darkest bit of what I'm guessing is the trilogy. I'm guessing it's
the darkest.
Hope so. I think it's the darkest of the three, and you've managed to find a little bit of toilet humour, which is obviously your strength in your poetry.
Of course,
toilet humour, and I think it's been quite entertaining. I've had a bit of a laugh. Yeah. So I think there is enough comedy. So I think the Divine Comedy is probably quite a good title.
Might well be quite funny.
Yeah.
I think some of it is not intentionally funny.
No.
But it is still quite funny. And I think, he made a trumpet of his rump.
Yeah.
What a line.
What a line.
If I'd known that line was in there, I would have read this years ago, Rick.
When you were a schoolboy.
Yeah, and I would have loved it.
Loved it. Ben, normally what we do when we're examining a poet in our series is that we would write a poem in the style of. So
but we decided.
So have you written?
Have you written your 12?
Have you written your 1200 page epic poem based on
3 books of
the style of
30
Dante?
Something? Yes, Rick.
No, you haven't.
Shall I go first?
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't. No, we opted this time
to
just take the word Inferno and write our own Infernos that had basically nothing to do with this at all. We kind of copped out. We're not writing an epic poem for this one.
And I copped out even further, Ben, because
I've
already written the poem, which references Dante's Inferno.
Oh, does it?
So yeah.
So I will say mine.
I'm going to read that one.
Mine drew slight inspiration from it, but very, very slight.
Right, okay.
And I called it Ben's Inferno. What's yours called?
Well, mine's, as you know, Ben, I quite often do a lot of comedy poetry at children's events. I often get.
I didn't know that, and I don't believe
often get invited to a children's party, and this is one that I
extremely sceptical of that claim.
This is one that I like to start with, and it's called The Morbid Stench of Death. All right, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
There is a morbid stench of death about this place that sees a fetid grimace cross the pallid face of every man that stands upon the threshold to these gates of hell. who peer into the fathomless, insipid well of pitiless despair, to stand and stare, feast eyes upon the living, breathing essence of remorse, Dante's Inferno, free to run its course, where aimless souls are set to spend their feckless days, bowed down like underdogs, as Satan's bullwhip flays the grey flesh from their sorry, slackened backs. No mercy shown, as their resolve now cracks. Heads bowed, they slump on bended knee, resigned before the fate they clearly see, amidst the screaming, carnal, bestial noise of the Chilly Kiddies soft play wacky house of fun for girls and boys. Thank you. That's for all the parents out there. What's yours,
Excellent.
Ben?
So
Ben's Inferno. I like the title.
Ben's Inferno, and it's about the
Is it about a curry episode?
No, not curry.
Oh, okay.
Chili.
Yeah.
But a few years back, a couple of years back, made a chili.
Right.
And I followed the recipe, and I double checked the recipe afterwards, I had followed it exactly, but I shouldn't have. I do think that possibly the chef who wrote it made a typo. But here, so
okay.
This is
let's hear it then.
Ben's Inferno. Red eyes, steaming brows and bleeding tongues, blood, sweat and tears and wailing. What ails these wailing spirits? Well, the chili recipe said 2 tablespoons, and I obeyed, tipping the chili powder in, unknowing what a blistering inferno I had made. Serve up, sit down, say the grace. What trouble is this written on your face? Each guest ate 1 mouthful. Just 1. It lit a furnace in our mouths, a wildfire in our throats, a volcano in our bellies. What have I done? Wailing, raspy wailing, what ails you? Wailing, spirits glistening with sweat, steaming like dragons at the mouth, they spoke with voices of ash, and these scorched words flared out. Ah! What is that? It's too hot! It's too hot! Ah! Cream and milk were served. Too late. Too late. The fire had devastated them already, and so we went to the pub for dinner instead.
It was a bit over dramatic, but I think we'd go down we'd go down in the third circle of hell quite nicely.
Of hell.
The gluttony.
Gluttony. Yeah, well there you go.
Yeah.
My hubris.
Your hubris, yeah. So this is the end of the first series. Have you enjoyed yourself, Ben?
I've really enjoyed myself. It's been quite a journey.
Of course.
It took us quite a long time to record this.
Well, life gets in the way, Ben, as they say.
But you know what? On a serious note,
yeah,
I was chatting with Emma, and I said, you know what? As much as we laugh at all these poets, I have really enjoyed reading loads of poetry and reading about poets, because I think I'd fallen out of the habit of reading this much poetry.
Yes.
And now that I've got back into it, I've really enjoyed it. It's inspired my own writing. I've become a big fan of most of them. And I'm in my epic poetry era. So I've got 2 epic poems on the go. I've got Dante's Divine Comedy.
The whole
and
3
Spencer's
books. Who?
Edmund Spencer's Fairy
Edmund
Queen.
Spencer.
Yeah, I've just started the 2nd book of that. So I felt really inspired. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's got me well back into poetry, basically.
I would agree with that, Ben, because I was not. Well, I'd read a bit, but it'd be more the contemporary stuff that's going on currently on the circuit, as it were.
Indeed.
But yeah, I'd not really read. I'd certainly not read any of the Divine Comedy or thought about reading it. So that has been an inspiration to read a longer poem, and now I wouldn't feel so scared to read the rest of it. having done some of the other poets that we did, whose work I wasn't particularly familiar with. Yeah, you're right. It's been a joy to read through their collections and make comparisons with the time in which they were writing. You know,
yes, digging into the context.
We've looked a lot at the context of the Victorian poets and you know, the eras in which they're writing. So that's been quite interesting as well, to get the background. And and I'm looking forward to the next series.
Two. So yeah, if you've been listening, thanks for following this far. We'll tighten it up for the next series. Trust me, it's going to be great.
Brilliant.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you and goodbye.
Yes, we'll see you soon. We climbed the stairs and stood now on the track where, for a second time, the mount that heals all who ascend it had been terraced back. The terrace circles the entire ascent, in much the same way as the one below, save that the arc it cuts is sooner bent. There were no spirits and no carvings there. Bare was the cliff face, bare the level path, the rock of both was livid, dark and bare. Were we to wait till someone came this way who might direct us? Virgil said to me. I fear that would involve a long delay. Then he looked up and stared straight at the sun, and then using his right side as a pivot, he swung his left around. Then he moved on. Oh, blessed lamp, we face the road ahead, placing our faith in you. Lead us the way that we should go in this new place.